Good Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up today. We have the truth of the day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's entertainment spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with Emmy Award-winning actor George Chakiris. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In national news, CDC says many Americans can now go outside without a mask. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention eased its guidelines Tuesday on the wearing of masks outdoors, saying fully vaccinated Americans don't need to cover their faces anymore unless they are in big crowds of strangers. And those who are unvaccinated can go outside without masks in some situations too. The new guidance represents another carefully calibrated step on the road back to normal from the coronavirus outbreak that has now killed in the United States over 570,000 people. The CDC had been advising Americans to wear masks outdoors if they were within 6 feet of one another. Today, I hope, is a day when we can take another step back to normalcy of before, the CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said in a statement on Tuesday. Over the past year, we have spent a lot of time telling Americans what you can't do. Today, I'm going to tell you some of the things you can do if you are fully vaccinated. The change comes as more than half of U.S. adults, or about 140 million people, have received at least one dose of vaccine, and more than a third have been fully vaccinated. Walensky said the decision was driven by the rising vaccination numbers, declines in COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths, and research showing that less than 10% of documented instances of transmission of the virus happened outdoors. Some experts portrayed the relaxed guidance as a reward and a motivator for more people to get vaccinated, a message President Joe Biden sounded too. The bottom line is clear. If you're vaccinated, you can do more things, more safely, both outdoors as well as indoors, Biden said on Tuesday. So for those who haven't gotten their vaccinations yet, especially if you're younger or thinking you don't need it, this is another great reason to go get vaccinated now. The CDC, which has been cautious in its guidance during the crisis, essentially endorsed what many Americans have already been doing over the past several weeks. The CDC says that whether they are fully vaccinated or not, people do not have to wear a mask outdoors when they walk, bike, or run alone, or with members of their household. They can also go maskless in small outdoor gatherings with fully vaccinated people. But unvaccinated people, defined as those who have yet to receive both doses of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, or the one-shot Johnson & Johnson formula, should wear masks at small outdoor gatherings that include other unvaccinated people, the CDC said. They also should keep their faces covered when dining at outdoor restaurants with friends from multiple households. In more national news, cooling the temperature, Biden faces fractious Congress. Can lawmakers all just listen to the president, even for one night? Recent history is not assuring. Republican Representative Joe Wilson shouted "You lie" at President Barack Obama when he was giving a joint speech to Congress in 2009. 11 years later, Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi ripped up a copy of President Donald Trump's State of the Union speech as she stood behind him after his address. Partisan tensions have only deepened on Capitol Hill since Pelosi's defiant act last year, which came days before the Senate acquitted Trump in his first impeachment trial. Since then, the U.S. Capitol has been through the January 6th insurrection, a second impeachment of Trump, and another acquittal. Trust between the parties and between members themselves has cratered as Joe Biden prepares to address the House and Senate for the first time in his presidency. While Trump often added a reality TV star's drama to his congressional addresses, Biden, who has spent most of his adult life in government service, has the chance to play the elder statesman. Lawmakers in both parties say today's address to Congress presents an opportunity for him to push past some of the antics and anger for a few hours at least. In more national news, U.S. marks slowest population growth since the Depression. U.S. population growth has slowed to the lowest rate since the Great Depression, the Census Bureau said, as Americans continued their march to the South and West and one-time engines of growth, New York and California, lost political influence. And finally, in entertainment news, Travis Scott cast a philanthropic eye towards HBCU students. Travis Scott, the rapper famous for a string of stylish hip-hop hits, has been flexing his philanthropic muscles. In October last year, Scott tweeted that he'd pay a semester's tuition to 5 students at historically black colleges and universities. He chose some of the recipients via social media, and a month later, he launched his charitable Cactus Jack Foundation. The foundation partnered with his hometown of Houston to distribute 50,000 free meals to residents during the Texas freeze in February. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Always trust your inner strength. When you find yourself feeling vulnerable about opening your heart or about trusting the motives of another, it will be helpful for you to explore these feelings in depth in your knowings. Consider whether you are coming from a fear of loss or lack of confidence. Take time to build up a strong sense of inner security and emotional stability, as this will help you to feel more confident. You can build up this sense of self through trusting yourself to take small risks when opportunities present themselves. Feelings of distress or any negative feelings are often inspired by memories of painful past experiences. Through risking, you enhance your awareness of self, allowing you to feel dynamically whole. Now you can heal your painful past and become able to love yourself and share your love and all of your talents with the world. Today, nurture yourself by trusting your inner strength. And remember to enjoy the day.
Actor George Chakiris is in today's entertainment spotlight right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the entertainment spotlight. Actor George Chakiris joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about his amazing career in acting and his new book, My West Side Story. Here's a bit of our conversation. What has that been like for you, if you don't mind sharing with us? What has it been like for you to hear from your audience as to how they feel about knowing now the story behind the stories?
To me, the story behind the story is it's always people. Different people we all know in the course of our lives that we know personally, we get to work with and so on. So it's always, everything's connecting with people, and it's about people ultimately, whether it's me or involving people that I've worked with and have known over the years. It's always come back to people and how we interact with each other.
And I think that is the beautiful thing. Now, of course, with the title of the book, My West Side Story, George, of course, people have gotten to know you, of course, from West Side Story. But what I love about this book is it really shows all that you were able to do before that and also what led up to it. What was that like for you to reflect on what led to your success and how hard you worked to get there?
Well, I'll tell you what it did for me. It was really an appreciation of all the nice things that have happened to me in the course of my time on the planet. People that I've been worked with and have been grateful to. For example, first and foremost, almost Jerome Robbins for casting me in the London company of West Side Story and then ultimately in the film. So it's really an appreciation of the people that I've really, again, it comes back to people again, that I have the good fortune to meet and to work with, and people who have, how we all help each other along the way as well.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back to you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your entertainment spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.